Hello there, I'm Lenny. My favorite superhero is Spider-Man. Easily my favorite superhero of all time, has been that way since childhood. And the film I'm going to discuss today, I didn't get a chance to see it during its original theatrical run. Now, I'm a big believer in if you have the slightest interest in a film, regardless of what anybody says about it, you should still check it out for yourself. And that's what I finally got a chance to do. So in today's video, I am going to discuss the film Venom, which was released in 2018. It's rated PG-13 and has the runtime of 1 hour and 52 minutes. This film has 3 actors in it which have been nominated for an Academy Award, have been nominated for an Oscar, and that is Tom Hardy, Michelle Williams, and Riz Ahmed. That is a pretty stellar cast right there. When the movie opens up, we see a space shuttle returning to Earth from its mission, which was to capture and collect space life, organisms from space. But something goes wrong and the space shuttle crashes in Malaysia, and one of the captured organisms gets loose. I'm quite sure this is not going to cause a problem and circle back some point later on in the film, right? Not going to happen whatsoever. We then switch to San Francisco, California, where we meet Eddie Brock, and life is good for Eddie. He has the #1 investigative reporter show on TV or the internet, and he is engaged to the beautiful and smart Annie, who has a great career going within her law firm. Eddie gets the chance to interview Life Foundation CEO Carlton Drake. And Carlton Drake is the individual that funded and put together the space mission that we saw take place in the very beginning of the film. Eddie doesn't trust Mr. Drake because he knows within his line of business that Carlton Drake is not all that he appears to be. Before the big interview with Drake, Eddie does something that he should not do. While Annie is sleeping, he snoops on her laptop computer and goes through classified law files, paperwork pertaining to the Life Foundation and Carlton Drake. And he's going to use this information that he finds out to surprise Carlton Drake during the interview and make it almost like a gotcha expose. Put him right on the spot and confront him with this information. Unfortunately, this backfires horribly, where it costs Eddie his job and he gets fired. Annie is also fired and released from her law firm. This causes Annie to end the engagement to Eddie, and they separate. The film picks up 6 months later, and we see Eddie's life is completely different now. Separated from Annie, who now has a new relationship and has moved on. No one is willing to give Eddie an investigative job. He no longer has a show. His reputation has been destroyed and ruined by Carlton Drake. During this time, Carlton Drake has begun experimenting with the live organisms that were brought back from space during that space mission. They have a name. They're called symbiotes, or you can call them symbiotes. Dr. Dora Skirth can no longer stand by and watch and support Carlton Drake using live human test subjects, because what's happening is if the parasite, if the organism rejects the human test subject vessel body, this results in the human, the vessel, the host, dying. No longer able to suppress the guilt that she feels, Dr. Skirth reaches out to Eddie Brock for the chance to get the expose that he's always wanted to get on Carlton Drake. Dr. Skirth sneaks Eddie Brock into the Life Foundation laboratories so that he can collect the visual proof, the evidence that he is going to need to go along with his article and with his story. Not knowing what the hell has just happened to him, Eddie is luckily able to escape from the Life Foundation and makes it back to his apartment. Eventually, Drake finds out from Dr. Skirth what she did and finds out that it was his old friend, Eddie Brock, that broke into the facility and made it out with one of the symbiotes. With the information that Drake needed, he sends his top tactical security team after Eddie Brock with the mission of bringing back what he considers to be his property, that being the symbiote. Side note here, the head security chief named Treese looks like Billy Corgan, the lead singer from Smashing Pumpkins. Just saying. Eddie learns that he's not going crazy though, that the voice of Venom inside his head is a real thing. And Venom doesn't want to be recaptured. Venom has finally found a suitable host and has no desire to go back to the Life Foundation. Remember that organism that I talked about that got away after the space shuttle crashed in Malaysia? And I was like, yeah, this will probably have a part to do with the story. Well, guess what? It has a part to do with the story. The organism's name is Riot, and Riot and Drake have similar goals, similar passion, so they merge to become one. Back home, where Venom and Riot are from, Venom is a loser very similar to Eddie. Venom feels a kindred connection with Eddie Brock, and Venom has taken a liking to Earth and doesn't want to see it destroyed. And so therefore, Venom lets Eddie in on the real plan of what's going on here. Riot, who is the leader of the symbiotes, is planning on taking that space shuttle back home to their planet, bringing back millions of symbiotes back to Earth, which would then destroy the human race and ravage the planet. Eddie and Venom, with help from his ex-fiancée Annie, help take down Drake and Riot. Within the space shuttle and about to get away, Eddie and Venom cause the space shuttle that has Riot and Drake inside of it to explode, killing Drake and Riot. Sometime after the explosion at the Life Foundation, things are looking good for Eddie Brock again. Eddie has his career back as an investigative reporter once people have seen that he was telling the truth about Carlton Drake, and Eddie is friends with Annie again, helping repair and rebuild that relationship. Eddie and Venom come to an agreement that Venom is not allowed to harm, kill, or eat any person that is good. The only time that this will be acceptable if it is an extremely bad person, a bad guy. With Eddie's career back on track and hotter than ever, Eddie scores the opportunity of a lifetime to interview incarcerated serial killer Cletus Cassidy, who is going to play a huge part in the next film called Venom Let There Be Carnage. Rating time. Rating Venom on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the best score that it could get, I give the film a 7. I enjoyed this film immensely. I think Tom Hardy is extremely likable, funny, and charming as Eddie Brock. I love the relationship between Eddie and Venom, where they form this friendship, marriage type bickering back and forth. Venom has his own personality where he loves tater tots. The movie is fun, and I got out of it exactly what I wanted to get out of it, so I was pleasantly and happily surprised. And I viewed it at least twice since my initial viewing, and plan on viewing it again. If you think this video is worthy of a thumbs up, please feel free to do so, and if you enjoyed the video and you want to see others just like it, all you have to do is hit the YouTube logo down in the corner, and you'll get a notification anytime I upload a new video to the channel. As always, I want to say thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the opportunity to talk about these things that I'm passionate about. I greatly appreciate that. Please be safe, be careful, and I'll talk to you soon.